Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're gonna be repotting a snake plant I have. It obviously needs to be repotted. The appearance of these roots down here, this is one of probably the biggest signs I would say of needing to repot your plant is when roots start to come out of the drainage holes. Also, when soil is starting to be pushed up out of the pot, as well as other signs such as it's drying out really fast or the water just seems to go right through it and it doesn't stay wet for very long. So I'm gonna be repotting this. When you repot, you wanna put it into a pot that's only 1 to 2 inches bigger than the current pot it's in. So I'm actually going to be using this pot. It currently has a lemon lime dracaena in it, but one of the stalks of it died. And so it kind of needs to downsize. I'm gonna be downsizing this into this pot, and this will go into the bigger pot. Hopefully give this guy more room and put him into a more appropriate sized pot. So if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up so that other people can find it and learn how to repot their plants correctly too. Thanks.
Now the first step is to remove your plants from their pot. It sounds super simple, but sometimes it can be rather hard, especially when the roots are growing out like mine were. As you can see, I make a mistake right about there. And it's okay. I decided, I was just gonna give up, try and propagate it, move on. But working with those roots and getting them through the holes can be kind of tricky, so just take your time, be gentle with it, and just do the best that you can. Once I finally got my snake plant out, you can see just how tight those roots were, especially compared to my dracaena right here. You can see those roots, they're pretty spaced out, not nearly as tight. That is more typical of how a plant should look. And my next step was just to gather up all the old soil, clean up the pots, get it ready for its new plant that was going to go into it, and remove as much of the old soil as possible. It's fine if you break a few roots. You want to try and be gentle with them, but if a few are broken, do not worry about it. It actually invigorates new growth. And I was removing this old soil because I wanted to put new soil in. It kind of acts as a sort of fertilizer to give your plant new soil with all those new nutrients. It hasn't been watered hundreds of times and the nutrients haven't leached out. So this new soil will really help the plant bounce back and have some new growth as well. So here is my dracaena all finished up. I think it looks so much better than it did before in that giant pot. I gathered up my old soil and tossed it into my garden, which needed some extra soil anyway, just as a way to recycle it. And just so you know, I used some just general potting mix that I found at my hardware store. And for my snake plant, I used that same potting mix. Only difference is that I grabbed a bag of sand, added in a little bit of that, and added in a few small pebbles just to kind of make it a more well-draining mix, because a snake plant is a succulent and I know that that is what it needs. So just be aware if you are adding in new soil while repotting that you know what kind of soil your plant is going to do best in. If your roots are really wound up like my snake plant was, be sure to tease them out. Gently with your fingers, pull them apart, break a few here and there, and kind of loosen them up. This will invigorate new growth in your roots and also just free them up and stop them from circling around. As you add in the soil, be sure to just gently press it down. If you don't do this, all that's going to happen is you're going to water it later and the soil will sink down and you're just going to have to end up adding more. So be sure to press it down. And here is the snake plant all finished. And once you are done, go ahead and thoroughly soak your plants. If they have drainage holes, it's not going to be a problem. That excess water will drip out and they will be just fine, but they do need all that moisture.
Happy with how these guys both turned out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope again that this was helpful. If you want more plant content, consider subscribing. I'm always trying to come out with stuff that will help you as a houseplant owner.